Java exception handling. Java exception handling. Say an exception is an event that occurs during execution of a program when normal execution of the program is disturbed or interrupted. Next, exception handling is a mechanism to handle exceptions. See, exception handling. An exception is an event that occurs during execution of a program when normal execution of the program is interrupted. When normal execution of a program is interrupted. Next, exception handling is a mechanism to handle exceptions. Exception handling is a mechanism to handle exceptions. Okay, say we have some different exception handling scenarios, exceptions. I will provide common scenarios where exceptions may occur. See, common scenarios where exceptions may occur. Exceptions may occur. Common scenarios. See, first one, scenario where arithmetic exception occurs. Scenario where arithmetic exception occurs. See, scenario where arithmetic exception occurs. Okay. See, one small example. If we divide any number by 0, then arithmetic exception occurs. If we divide any number by 0, then arithmetic exception occurs. Observe, Sanjida, something by 0. What is the output?
Arithmetic error occurs.
Okay. Forget about computer programming. In general, mathematical operation, something by 0. What is the output?
0.
Infinitive. So it is exception. For example, put mute int a equal to 10 by 0. See, infinitive. Here exception required. Okay, how to handle this type of exception I will show. First, theoretical approach. Next, another scenario where null pointer exception occurs. Scenario where null pointer, just a minute, null pointer exception occurs. Null pointer exception. Say, if we have no value in any variable, next performing operation by the variable. If we have no value in a variable and performing operation by the variable, it leads null pointer exception. I will show. See, if we have no value, null, if we have no value in any variable, next performing operations by the variable, example, string, suppose s equal to null, no value, string s, otherwise default value. Rahman, what is the default value of string?
I forgot, sir. Sorry.
Null, sir.
Null. If you don't assign any value, by default null. Continue, Sanjida. Suppose if it is integer, what is the default value?
Default value 0.
0. Good. Say. Next, suppose if you try to find the length of the string, suppose string s is null, no value. Suppose system dot, after answering the question, put mute, somebody system make noise, println of s is object dot length property. Length, if you try to find the length of a string, that string has no value, then it leads to null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. Next, another scenario where number format exception occurs. Scenario where number format. See, scenario where number format exception occurs. Say, the wrong formatting of any value, invalid formatting of any value leads number format exception. See, the wrong formatting of any value, it leads number format exception. For example, we are reading data. Here I have to introduce data conversion on topic data conversion. Just listen. For example, I am reading data. String s equal to, here just initializing, otherwise you can read. You know how to read using input devices, you can read, or you can read using application objects that we will discuss in Selenium WebDriver chapter. Next, you can read using files, etc. Reading from files, reading from application objects, reading using input devices. Suppose we are reading, just assume we are reading, the value is ABCD. Here I am just initializing. Suppose we are reading ABCD. Suppose if you try to format this value, converting to integer. Suppose int a equal to integer, it is built-in object, integer dot parse int of s. Parse int s. If you try to print or if you try to use that integer, it will show error. Just a minute. System dot out dot println of a. See, it leads to number format exception. Number format exception. Just a minute. Here, observe Mukul. Observe the statement.
Yes.
Int a equal to integer dot parse int of string s. What is that? What is that operation?
This operation will show how many number of this.
No. Conversion. Data conversion. Converting string type data into integer type. When data conversion is required, say, when data conversion is required, whenever we read data, any type of data, if it is string type or character type or integer type, any type, computer program considers that data as string type data only. In order to perform mathematical operations, we need to convert the data. Just a minute. Sridevi, create scanner object. I will show when conversion is required.
Java.util.scan.
Scanner object. Scanner, scan. You can use ABC also. Equal
new
to
scanner.
New scanner
Of
System.in.
bracket system.in.
System.in. Input stream. Semicolon. Smita, did you join, Smita? Madhumati?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Enter a value. Read data. Oh, this reading time, it will show scanner object. No, scanner object validates the data. It reads only string. If you read from files or application objects, for example, I am reading data from a file or application object. Application objects means suppose phone number object is there. We are reading the data, phone number data from phone number object. How it reads? Suppose 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this it reads. Say if you read any data, computer program considers the data as string type data only. In order to perform mathematical calculations, we need to convert the data. See here, just a minute. Why I am not using string object scanner? Rahman, scanner validates the input na.
Yes, sir.
See some methods available. Next int method, it reads integer only. Next line, it reads string type data. Next double. See scanner object, scanner validates the input data. But if you read data from files or application objects, no validation. It reads directly. Suppose if you read like this 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise 1, 2. You are reading data like this. Suppose string 2. 1, 4.
Sir, this is Gurnath here. I have a quick question. String S is 1, 2, you are assigning as a string, right, sir? That is in double quotes. Okay, sir. Okay. But how it is scanners, I didn't understand, sir.
Here no scanner. Forget about scanner. Here no scanner.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
No scanner. Scanner validates the input. That's why I'm not using scanner. If you read data from files or application objects, objects means suppose phone number object is there. If you read the data, actually phone number is integer type. But if you read the data, then computer program considers the data as string type only.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Just a minute. A plus B. A plus B. Abdur Rahman. Sorry. S plus S1. S plus S1. S2 na. Okay. Suppose S1, S2. Abdur Rahman. Suppose we are reading 12 and 14 from a file or application objects. Then what is the expected output?
26.
26. Just a minute. 26. What it is showing?
No, 12, 14.
12, 14. Why it is concatenating? See, reading time, actually assume this is initialization only. If you read the data, then internal process like this only. It concatenates. Suppose I want to perform mathematical operations. For that, we need to convert the data. Suppose int s1 equal to, suppose int a equal to integer object, integer class dot parseInt of s1. Next int b equal to convert. S2. Now AB. A, B. Run the program. Now it is showing correct output now, Sanjida. Sanjida.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is the meaning of parse int?
Parse int is a method. It converts string type data into integer type. Here, why we are converting the data?
For mathematical purpose.
For mathematical operations. Just a minute. Just a minute, I will explain. See, this is put mute. Data conversion. Data conversion. String type to integer type. Okay, use scanner also. Observe Gurnath. Scanner scan
Sir.
equal to new scanner of system dot in. Next, read string type data, Rahman. Before that,
Yes, sir.
display statement.
System.out.println.
Enter a value. Enter a value. Next,
String.
String.
Suppose S1.
Suppose S equal to
Scan.
Dot.
This
Next
is
line.
Next line.
Next, enter
S.
two. Just a minute. Enter two values. Enter two values, or you can say read two numbers. Read two numbers. Read two numbers. Suppose S1. Next, S2. S2. After reading, I want to perform mathematical operation. S1 plus S2. Run. Read two numbers. 10. Next, 20. Mathematical operation. Observe Sanjida. What it is showing?
Concatenate.
I am reading two numbers, but it is concatenating. Why it is concatenating? If you read any data, then computer program considers the data as string type data. Okay. But in scanner object, you can restrict. Instead of next line method, you can use next int method if you know the input type. Suppose I am reading data from application objects, phone number object. That time, no scanner object. We read from application objects. That time, conversion is mandatory. No data validation. Here, try to convert this, Sanjida. Convert the data.
String A equal to?
Not string A, int.
Int int a equal to integer
dot
percent
of suppose s1.
s1.
Next, another variable int b equal to integer dot percent of s2. Now try to run the AB. Now you can get correct output. Read two numbers, suppose 100, next 20, expected output 120, see 120. Okay na, Preeti?
Sir, I have a question.
Ask me quickly.
Can you open that again? Yes, sir. Can you please open Eclipse? Sir, when you are mentioning here, it is the string, the line number 9, it is a string. If you will mention here the string, then it will, while reading also, it will consider as a string. Once we
1, 2,
mention
3
here
also,
integer, then it...
say 1, 2, 3 also string or not?
Yeah, it is string when we will
For
put in the two.
See, for string, no restrictions. String may have any values, alphabets, only numeric, alphanumeric, and special characters. No limitations now. That is the problem. Hello?
Yeah.
String may have any characters. That is the problem. Suppose if you read only numbers, then mathematical operations problem na, it concatenates na.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, forget about the scanner object. Say if it is scanner, if you are using scanner object, you no need to use next line method. If you want to read integer type, just use next int. Suppose I am reading data from file or application object. Suppose phone number object is there in my application, web application. I am reading that data. That time we don't use scanner. File reading is different. That time we can't validate the input. Suppose I am reading phone number into string only. Next I am reading customer name. Customer name string type data, alphabets you can use as it is. No conversion required for alphabets. Suppose if you are reading phone number, that is integer type, conversion is required. Or if you are reading two values, tickets, price. I want to calculate total tickets into price. I'm reading data from application object, tickets one object, price one object. If you read the data, then it considers string type data. You cannot perform mathematical operations. First you need to convert the data, then you can perform mathematical operations. Any confusion?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome. See, observe here 2 points, Rahman, 2 points. First one, data conversion. When data conversion is required, when data conversion is required, observe, whenever we read data, from files or application objects, software application objects, then whenever we read any data, any type of data, from files or application objects, then computer program, not only Java, you take VB script also same. Computer program considers the data as string type data. In order to perform mathematical operations, then we need to convert the data. Okay, getting this point, Gurunath?
Yes, sir, got it, sir.
And one more thing, we cannot convert alphabets, and no need to convert alphabets. Suppose you are reading city equal to London. Any conversion required?
No, sir.
Not required. Suppose you are reading tickets value, price value. Conversion required or not?
Yes, sir, required.
Say, just a minute. We need to convert numbers only. We cannot convert alphabets. Okay. Next. See, when data conversion is required. Okay, na Sridevi, any confusion?
It's clear, sir. I understood.
Sanjida Mukul, observe
Yes,
this
sir.
one.
Okay.
Any confusion?
No confusions.
When data conversion is required?
When we convert a string to integer, like phone
When
number.
data conversion is required. Whenever we read, continue Neeladri, when data conversion is required.
Yes, sir. Whenever we read the data from the files or application object, so it comes as a string data type. So we have
to read numbers also. It considers string type data only. In order to perform.
Yes, sir. In order to perform the mathematical
operations, we need to convert the data, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Next, one more thing, Sunil. Suppose if you read alphabets, then conversion.
You don't need to change.
No need to change, sir. No need to.
Not required. And one more thing, we cannot convert alphabets to integer or double any other type, isn't it? We can convert numbers only. We can convert numbers only, not alphabets. Say.
Sir? Is there any other input option like a J option pane?
What is J option pane?
It's kind of scanner object. It will pop up a box like enter the number. It's kind of input box in VBA script.
No, here no input box, only console.
Yeah.
Only console. Okay. VB script is different, Java is different.
Yes, in Java, I saw there is like some kind of J option.
On ID. Eclipse ID doesn't provide pop-ups.
Okay.
Eclipse ID only console. See, next up to now we discussed 3 scenarios. What are the 3 scenarios? Gurnath Narayan, Gurnath Natarajan.
So the 3 scenarios are like, first one is Java exception handling, sir.
First scenario, Sridevi, you tell
First
me
scenario-
what are the three scenarios we discussed?
Scenario where arithmetic exceptions occur.
Next.
Scenario null pointer exception and number format exception.
Okay. Fourth one. Scenario where array index out of bounds exception occurs. See. Scenario where array out of array index out of bounds exception occurs. Out of bound exception occurs. Say, if we insert or if we assign any value in the wrong index, if we assign any value in the wrong index, of array, for example, int integer type array, square brackets, array name A equal to new int, suppose 5, size array length is 5, you can assign 5 values, maximum 5 values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the indexes. Suppose A of 10 equal to 1, 2, 3. Observe Sanjida, is it correct index or wrong index? Why you are thinking, what is the size 5? 5 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I'm writing index 10. Is it correct index or wrong index?
Wrong.
Wrong index. Then error, out, println of, suppose I try to print this one. If I try to print this one, array index out of bounds exception. Array index out of bounds exception. See, these are the 4 common scenarios. Okay, na, Madhumati, just list out the 4 common scenarios. Then I will show example.
One is arithmetic exception occurs, and the second one is null point exception occurs, and the third one is when number format exception occurs. Fourth one is array index out of bounds exception occurs.
Okay, good. See, I will show an example. Concentrate, Gurnath. Example.
Yes, sir.
See. Example. Suppose int A equal to 10. Int A equal to 10. Int B equal to 0. Next, int result. Just a minute. Int result equal to A by B. Int result equal to A by B. Next, SYSO control space enter result. Next, one more output. Suppose hello Java. Next, Hello, Selenium. Observe, Sanjida. How many outputs are there in this program? How many outputs are there?
3.
3 outputs. Okay. Try to run the program. What it is showing? Arithmetic exception na. Okay. Problem in this first output. But what about remaining outputs, Gurnath? Problem in first output.
Yes, sir, but the remaining ones are good only because it's string like.
Okay, string or whatever it might be. Remaining okay, but execution interrupted na.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we have to handle. This is without exception. Without exception handling. Here how to handle. See, use try catch block. Try catch block. Use try catch block. Syntax. Try open curly braces. Try open curly braces. Next, statements.
Sir, why we need to handle the error?
Hello?
Sir, why we need to handle the error? Because if it's run, then how we are aware of the error?
Pardon?
Why we need to handle this kind of error?
Why we need to handle? Otherwise, it is not displaying other outputs na.
But if it's display all output, then how will we know that there is an error occurred?
See, just a minute. Sometimes remaining outputs required. Suppose one output fails, execution will be interrupted. I want remaining outputs. That time we have to handle this error. Here we cannot correct this one. I want to divide A by B only. But B value I don't know. Values I don't know. I am reading the values from application objects. I want remaining outputs. That time I want to handle this error.
Sure.
Not only this type of errors. In application, sometimes element not found like errors. Element not found. Okay, continue remaining operations. That time we need to handle that error. Suppose one element is not available, but we need to continue remaining operations. That time we have to handle that error. Suppose if you want to correct that error, you can't correct that error. Suppose element not available in that application, you can't correct that error. If you want to continue the execution, you need to handle that error. Getting this point?
Yes.
See, observe. Good question. Observe. Sometimes we can't correct the error. If we can correct the error, you can correct the error. No need to handle. No need to write exception. Isn't it?
Okay.
Suppose you are not able to correct the error, then
we will use try catch.
Not only try catch, you need to handle exception. Why? I want other outputs. Suppose in my application, in testing point of view, in my application one element is not found, but I want remaining operations. Remaining 10 operations are there. I want remaining operations. For that I need to write exception, but I can't correct that error. Why? Suppose element not available. See, suppose in Google home page, Gmail link is there, but not available. We can't make it available. So handle that error, handle that exception, and continue. Okay, na Rahman? When we go for exception handling,
for continue execution.
Continue execution, okay. First you correct the error and continue na.
Yes, sir. First we need to handle the errors, then we continue.
Say first we try to correct the errors. Suppose if you are not able to correct the errors, then exception handling required, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue. Say try.
Sir, if we consider the arithmetic exception, so this is the only scenario in that, or there will be more than this?
This is, see, arithmetic, this is one type. Suppose here you know the values, A value 10, G value 0, you know, you can't divide. But suppose an application object providing this value, suppose two objects providing these values, you don't know the values live data, if you don't know, sometimes it is providing integer type data, sometimes 0, okay, integer only 0, sometimes b value 20, sometimes b value 0, you don't know the data, that is live data. That time how you can handle this error, how you can correct this error?
Can you give another example for this, sir?
Which one?
The arithmetic exception.
Arithmetic exception, this is one scenario, this is primary scenario.
Yeah, I want another scenario where we can use the arithmetic exception.
Okay, I will check that one.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome. Catch exception name. Exception name. You can use any name. Open curly braces. Next. Exception handling code. Handling code. Close curly braces. You try, Preeti, any other arithmetic problem? Something by 0, one exception. Any other infinite leads to, any other operation leads to infinity or something?
Infinity and what other things, sir?
Other thing means if any output leads to infinity, then only an arithmetic exception. Otherwise, no arithmetic exception, na?
Okay.
You try. If any other output leads to, mathematical output leads to infinity, then arithmetic. This is the primary scenario. Example. Say A equal to 10, B equal to 0. Okay. Here I am writing exception code. Try, open curly braces, close curly braces. Oh, just a minute. Close curly braces.
Sir, is there any difference if we put that, if we initiate that variable inside the try?
Inside the try, not required.
But if we put there under inside
don't
the try,
ask unnecessary questions. Not required. Why? Here no problem. Problem in mathematical operation. Where we are getting the problem? In mathematical operations only. Here any problem? Here any problem?
Yes.
Suppose if you try to display that one, system.out.println A, system.out.println B, any problem?
No.
Where we are getting the problem? In mathematical operation. Here only exception required. Then why we need to put this one into a try block?
No, this is that initiation is the same block. That's why I asked. No problem.
See, in these two statements, no error. No problem. We are not getting any problem in these two statements. In this calculation only, we are getting the problem. Result equal to A by B. Here we are getting the problem. You try that one. Actually, this type of exceptions also limited use or no use in our test automation. Just I am explaining. Why you are focusing more and more? You try that one. If you are interested to check this program in different ways, you try. If you are getting any problem, mail me, then I will answer. But don't focus on unnecessary things. Okay. Observe here in these two statements, any mathematical operation is there? Any arithmetic operation is there?
No.
Just assigning value. Here, arithmetic operation is there. Here we are getting the problem. That's why I'm including this try catch block, including this statement. See, try.
So, sir, sir, if we know that there is an error, but what if we don't know? It will show us the error. But try catch block is, I know so far is mandatory to use all the JavaScripts. But if we know there is an error, then we can use try catch. But what if we don't know?
If you don't know, first execute. How you get the errors? First you perform dry run. Dry run means sample run. Then you can get the problem. See, earlier script we performed dry run na. Observe this script.
Yes, sir, that I get it. Yes.
Dry run. First dry run. Here any syntax error in this program?
No.
No syntax error. That's why we executed. But execution time we got the problem. That's why we are providing exception.
Okay, got you.
Say, observe. First perform dry run. Dry run means sample run. Suppose if you have any syntax errors, then immediately you can correct it. If you are having syntax errors, you cannot execute the program. First of all, you cannot execute the program. Suppose no syntax error, then execute the program. If you get any runtime errors or exceptions, then correct the errors. Try to correct the errors. Otherwise, provide exception. Then what is the problem?
No problem.
Okay. Say, perform dry run. Catch arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception. Here exception name you can use any value, meaningful name. Catch. Here you can use any meaningful message. Suppose divide by 0 error. Divide by 0 error. Run the program. Now observe Gurnath. First one, no output.
Yes, sir, got it,
exception is there, but it is continuing the execution now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
You are getting remaining outputs now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it, sir.
Observe Smita. Smita, did you join?
Yes, sir.
Say. Suppose she asked, why can't we include these? Observe Sanjida.
Yes, sir.
I included, but it is same. Handling that exception and continuing the execution, providing remaining outputs also.
Sir, can we have system provide error message inside the catch?
Inside the catch.
Inside the catch, now it is showing what you defined, but can we have the system defined?
System defined.
Yeah, when we dry run, then system defines some message, right?
That is error.
Can we catch that error? Can we see that error?
That is console. That is different case. No.
Okay.
See, actually correct usage is this one only. You include the problematic statements only inside the try block. This is one exception. Next, handling multiple exceptions. Suppose two exceptions are there, two or more. Handling multiple exceptions.
Sir? This try catch we can use for any 4 of them exceptions, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sometimes auto exception handling also there. It will ask, it will automatically generate auto exceptions that we will show in next chapter. Here no automatic, here you have to use try catch black only. Sometimes automatic, see most of the time you can get automatic exceptions, safe side. This time user defined exception. You can use, you can try catch black for other exceptions, Preeti. You try.
Okay.
Suppose some more. Just a minute. I'm removing this one. Result. Next, int. Int c equal to new int of some 4, c of 7 equal to 100. C of 7. Observe, Sunil, how many outputs in this program?
3, sir.
3 outputs.
4.
4 outputs.
4, sir. 4, sir.
4 outputs.
Sir. Sorry.
Try to run arithmetic exception. It is showing first exception only. Handle that first exception. You know how to handle?
Yes, sir. Try.
Try. Open curly braces. Next, close curly braces.
Yeah.
Just a minute. This one also. Next, catch.
Catch.
Open curly braces. Next. In this catch only, na. Just a minute. In this catch only, open exception, arithmetic exception. Suppose exception 1. Why spell mistake?
Yes.
Change to arithmetic exception. Why still? Just a minute.
It's updated as access exceptions.
Just a minute. Access arithmetic exception. Next, you can write any meaningful message. Divide by 0 error. Divide by 0 error. Divide by...
On line 14, we need a opening curly braces, sir.
Line 14. Yes. Before this one.
Can we put print line E1?
Pardon?
Can we put inside the bracket a print line of E1?
Print line of E1.
Yes, line 15.
Line 15.
Can we put E1 inside the bracket?
Inside the bracket E1. What is E1?
Yes. That is what I need to see. What is E1? Concatenation, sir. Concatenate.
You want concatenate?
Yeah.
Just run. No, it is not. It is not valid syntax.
Okay.
It's not valid syntax. See, observe Gurnath. Divide by 0 and it is providing next output hello Java. But what about remaining 2 outputs? Another exception is there now. Array index out of bound. Another exception is there. You handle that exception also. Suppose, tell me, Preeti, tell me the code. Catch, try. Try. You continue, Smita. Continue, Madhumati.
Catch arithmetic exception.
Not arithmetic.
Array index bound.
Array index bound. Array index I capital. Otherwise, you can change. It will show guidance that quick fixes. Index out of bounds. Array index out of bounds. Exception. Bound. Exception.
New game.
Open curly braces. Next.
System.
Suppose
array index error.
Array
index error.
Index error. Any meaningful message you can write. Run the program. Now observe Sunil. First one exception, divide by 0 error. It is showing second output. Next third output exception. Again it is showing fourth output, correct output. In this program we handled 2 exceptions, 2 different exceptions. Observe, Preeti, two different exceptions na?
Yes, sir.
What are the different? One is arithmetic, another is
index.
Array index bound. Array index out of bounds.
Index out of bound exception.
You can try remaining two also, same.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. See, this is about exception handling. Sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, Java provides automatic exceptions. But in these scenarios, we need to provide exception in test automation using Selenium WebDriver. We will get different types of exceptions also. These are Java exceptions. Development point of view we discussed, but testing point of view some exceptions are there. For example, element not found, that is not related to Java, that is not related to development, related to testing. How to handle that type of exceptions, that we will discuss in Selenium WebDriver chapter. Getting this point, Sunil, some local exceptions also there na? These are global exceptions.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you want to click on Gmail link in Google homepage, today Gmail link available in Google homepage, but tomorrow not available. For example, if you try to execute that program, what will happen?
We'll get an error, sir.
Error. Element not found na?
Yes, sir.
For that you need to provide exception that we will discuss in Selenium WebDriver. These are global exceptions.